Everyone, my name is Scott. Thank you for joining me this morning on our morning moment. I'm going to do something a little differently today because as I was prepping for our youth service this weekend, some of the content that we were creating, I think actually fits quite perfectly for maybe what you're going through because even as I'm preparing, it's been something God's been speaking to me through. So I want to invite you into that process of what we're getting ready to do for our youth and let you experience a little bit of alongside with Him. This week, the concept that we're going to talk about is loading. Another way of saying it is how do we be still amongst life that is happening? And so with that, how do we be still amongst what life is happening? There's a verse that I'm reminded of. It's in Psalms 46:10. It says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in all the earth." Would you like to know what I think of when being still? And in fact, this is a negative way of thinking of it. Have you ever seen this before? Yeah, that little beach ball of death. That is so annoying. Or maybe that's not your world. Maybe you've seen this one before. Exactly. It is super annoying. In fact, that is one of my number one pet peeves when technology doesn't work how it's supposed to. And you get one of these loading screens of death that puts you in a cycle of endless misery and woe. And I won't get into that too far. But I'm sure you've been there, whether metaphorically, literally, or some other way where you just found yourself waiting. But you know the type of waiting that I kind of do enjoy? It's this screen right here. Isn't that just an amazing sound? You know that something is good coming out of it. When we're waiting for something we don't have hope, or it's just this impending doom of why is this happening, it kind of freaks us out and it really frustrates me. But when you're waiting for something that you know is going to be good, that you're finally going to get to experience something you've been waiting for, well, now that's a little different. And I'm reminded of the disciples who Jesus left. He literally floated away after 40 days of walking around after being resurrected, and he left, and the disciples were like, "What's going on?" And it was about 10 days that they waited before the Holy Spirit came and empowered them. And it's in that waiting period that they were wondering, what's going to happen? What's new? And now there's this verse, Acts 1:8, it says, "And you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you. You will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and to the ends of the earth." And I have that verse memorized, as you can tell, because I've read it thousands of times. But if you were to ask me if I've ever read Acts 1, verse 6 or 7, I would be like, I don't really know that. And you may not know it either, so I'm going to have to read that one for you because it says, "So when they had come together, they asked the Lord, 'Lord, will you at this time restore the kingdom of Israel?' He said to them, 'It is not for you to know the times or the seasons that the Father has fixed on his own authority.'" In other words, be still, wait. But even though they were waiting and being still, it wasn't the bad sense of waiting that annoys us with technology. It was the good sense of something good is coming. And someone invites you into a process of just being still, because if you're anything like me, you could probably use a little bit of practice on being that. And our whole world is getting an opportunity to practice being still and waiting. In fact, I have a little watch that reminds me to breathe every day. And it's been doing this for about 6 years. And never once have I taken the 1 minute to breathe because ain't nobody got time for that. But maybe you need to make time, just like I need to make time to breathe, to wait, to be still before God. Maybe there's something to this whole loading thing. So I'm going to bring us through kind of an auditorial experience of waiting, of breathing. And I pray that this practice helps you either today or it helps you find a rhythm of what it is to truly be still and know that He is God, no matter what is happening in the world around you.